Deshone Kizer gets the start in Cleveland. Can you give us a sense of what that feel? Can you take us back, when you were starting and a rookie, and what you think Deshone Kizer is going to be facing when he faces the Steelers?
Well, I mean, first of all, someone told me the other night that it was 15 years ago to the day that I played against the Cowboys in my open. I said 15 years.
Wow.
So you guys are making me feel really old. But that was my first start, was against the Dallas Cowboys. We look at all these young guys that have come out this year, a lot of hype around a lot of these guys, but Deshaun's the only one that started. So he's going out there, and I know, obviously, like you said firsthand, the kind of pressure that he's going to be under. He doesn't know that he doesn't know at this point. He really doesn't. And there's a lot of things that you're going to have to just work through. He's a talented guy. He's the most talented guy, in their training camp, and that's honestly kind of what happened to me. We had Kent Graham was there, but he was struggling through some back issues. He was at the end of his career. We had a couple other young guys, and it worked out that I just made more plays in training camp, and it was kind of hard for them to keep me off the field. And I think the same thing's happening with Deshone in Cleveland. Is he just looks better than everybody else. I mean, he physically has it, but the only thing that he doesn't have any experience. And so I'm a little hesitant about putting him out there until you look at who the head coach is. And I know we talk about Hugh Jackson a lot, but really there's probably only 3 or 4 other guys that I would take as a play caller over him. I mean, you look at what has happened in Cincinnati since he left, and it hasn't been good. And they still have the same talent.
Yeah.
They're still the same guys running around there. And Andy Dalton's still there playing quarterback, but the record has not been the same, and the efficiency hasn't been the same. So I think that if I'm going to put Deshone out in that situation where he doesn't really understand what's happening, he's got a lot of physical tools, he's going to have to work through some stuff. Hugh Jackson's the guy that I would want calling the plays for me, and he can do some things to protect the quarterback. He's going to do a lot of shifts and motions, and kind of what we saw Kansas City do to New England is you put them in positions where they're a little bit on their heels on the defensive side of the ball, and that's what Hugh can do for a quarterback. So that's kind of what I'm looking forward to. I think Deshaun's going to be a good quarterback. I think they have some pieces there in Cleveland. They're starting to build something, but he's in good hands. I'll definitely say that. I think Deshone just go out there, continue to grow, and at some point your team's going to be ready to play. And maybe that's crazy to say. Maybe Cleveland will never be ready, but I like to think that with Hugh there, they'll be ready to go and do something productive, and he just has to be ready. And that's what I told Derek when he came out. They weren't very good their first year, but at some point your team is going to be ready, and they are now in Oakland, and you got to be ready to go out there and lead them. And that's what Deshone has to do.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.